So let's go and, get away from the PowerPoint and let's look at the actual solution. Now, what we're looking at is a KPI demo server. And on this demo server, we run the out-of-the-box demo load against our own J.D. Edwards environment. So everything I'm showing you here isn't just a different demo environment. Where did that data come from? It was loaded directly from E1. Okay? So, I can start off in a day of the life here and go through the process of drilling in on my profitabilities, my margins, being able to leverage my category codes come out of the box within J.D. Edwards, being able to provide asymmetrical drilling into my periods by those category codes, being able to leverage that configuration specifically within my environment. At any given point, I can take those and I can integrate that into PowerPoint, PDF, Excel, because we all know that, J.D. Edwards customers at times have gotten very accustomed to taking the data offline or putting it in Excel and then doing manipulation. I then from here, through the BI connection, can refresh any PowerPoint, Word, doc that I create. So I literally can create my executive presentations and then just refresh them with a click of a button. Being able to provide those action links and drill into, my specific trending around margins, or being able to switch between, graphical or a more tabular view of the information. Being able to look at my revenue and also my product hierarchy. So if there are also multiple product hierarchies, multiple mentions, however I have those defined by ledger, by category code, I can slice and dice and do my reporting specifically within the BI apps. All of this is completely changeable and customizable based upon your individual business requirements. So that's one of the things that we do within an implementation, is really sit down with the customer and say, what are you truly trying to get out of the system? Now, it comes with hundreds and hundreds of reports, okay? Now, instead of just setting all of those up, we can typically, as part of an implementation, stand those up, review the out-of-the-box with you in a vision workshop to get to what are your top 10 reports or top 20 reports that you need most to operate your company. Let's make sure those are within the BI app, really leverage that, and it just drives the business adoption. So going in and looking at some of the financial information out of the box from Edwards, being able to, at any given point, print that in PDF, HTML, which the HTML capability gives me kind of pack and go reports, or I can actually create books of reports, and have those pushed out directly from my analytics. So let's drill into and follow the money. So let's go to our overall cash flow and being able to see our income statements, monthly cash flow. Now, all of these periods, I redirected my current periods, forgive me, to where I had data loaded from J.D. Edwards sample data. But being able to drill in on those, either in a vertical fashion, in row or column, specifically into, and all the way down, and all the way down to the subledger. So being able to look at our budget versus actuals from J.D. Edwards, being able to drill in on any of the specific values charts. So being able to see here, if I wanted to drill in budget versus actuals by cost center, being able to drill in on a specific cost center. You define how you want those drill paths to actually work. Being able to drill in and look at gross margins, liquidity, financial structures, Now, being able to look at short-term liquidity, cash flow ratios, and interest covers, debt to equity. Now, a lot of these reports you may say, yeah, that's pretty close, but any of these reports you can take in and hit analyze and just go in and tweak this based upon how you need to see it, okay? So here's another good example where I'm going all the way down to the J.D. Edwards account balance, looking at the financial item, looking at the group account number, looking at the financial category accounts. So I can have these as many category counts or IREF fields that I've defined in J.D. Edwards. I can leverage all of these within my BI application. So I actually then can create these to a briefing book. Now, a briefing book is a way to take a snapshot of books and being able to print out monthly reporting requirements and being able to do these as either a snapshot or have these scheduled as an iBot to automatically publish those out. Now, a lot of people are, a lot of these are some great dashboards, and I've been really focusing on financials. Let's go to supply chain for a minute, and let's look at, say, order fulfillment, okay? Being able to look at shipping performance. So it's more than just financial, okay? So being able to drill in on backlogs or, how accounts receivable ties into my overall order fulfillment. So what is my supply chain view of order fulfillment, which is may or may not be different from my financial view of order fulfillment from receivables, because there's booked versus ledger data, okay? So we literally can provide that holistic view of the customers discreetly how it's coming out of J.D. Edwards. Now, the key thing here is it's going all the way down to the granular level. So any report that I can write from a transaction detail all the way down to today's open order listing, I can now generate out of the BI apps, okay? So it goes all the way down to the granular level. It's not just the executive tool. This can be used for an encompassing operational report writing as well as analytics. Now, if I just go to my home page, you see I have one environment to create, what were my most recently used dashboards, what are my pixel perfect production reports, maybe I want to create a shop order. I can do it all from right here, okay? Or analysis. So let's go in and create a new analysis. In other words, a new report like we've just been looking on the dashboard. So I'm going to go to, let's go pull a GL detailed transaction. Remember, it's not just for analytics anymore. So let's go pull maybe a financial quarter. Let's pull in our company name. Let's pull in account name. If I want account description rather than account name, I can pull it in. Category codes, plans, currency codes, tax codes, all of my segments. It's all here. No going in and having to learn, every F001 and F0012 field. I can still close my eyes and see all of those, and, it haunts me. Now I've got an easier way of doing it. I can just come in and pull my common names directly from an environment. Say, maybe I want my category codes. And now let's just go down and get our one of our facts, and maybe we're going to pull in transaction amount. I can see those results instantly and being able to pull those into a table view. Maybe I want to play with this a little bit more and create a pivot table off of this. And let's go edit that pivot table. And looks good, but maybe I want to really break this down based upon, you know, company, so that I don't have such a busy report. So maybe let's just take company and drag it up here and make it a drop down. You know, hey, that looks better, you know, but still a little plain. Maybe I'm trying to create this to make something look more graphical. And let's put that chart below. So literally in that few number of clicks, I can create a J.D. Edwards report all the way down to the transaction level, being able to provide drill in on, you know, company, quarter, all of those drill paths are already dynamically built for me. So let's look what happens when I drill in on quarter. Now I'm down to specific months within that quarter. And I can drill in again and get all the way down to week or day, however is the most granular level of my environment. Okay? So, very simple to build. I can then just save this off and just drop it on a dashboard. Simple as anything. So what we want it to do is just give you an example of some of the out-of-the-box J.D. Edwards integration points. How is it integrated into it financially? You know, being able to see this information, you know, being able to manage it, being able to go all the way down to a GL transaction detail and report writing view, and being able to have this integrated into Office, and all of it being specific and relevant to J.D. Edwards customers. So if I come back to, you know, where we're at within the process, I think we've given a good overview of what the functionality is that you get out of the box. Now, every customer will want to take this out-of-the-box functionality and make it unique to their business. Every J.D. Edwards implementation, you know, if it was not implemented in a week, you just didn't install J.D. Edwards and just put your data in it and do it, everything just the way J.D. Edwards was. There was some configuration to your J.D. Edwards implementation. BI apps, to a lesser extent, are very similar. That is where KPI comes in. We can help you take these BI apps and make them specific and relevant to address your business needs. KPI is the leader in Oracle BI and EPM implementation.